What difficulties are faced by differently abled person in our society?
Why India is not calling aggressor an aggressor?
Can robots replace administrative assistants?
It is generally said that India is engaging with Taliban in Afghanistan, but not endorsing it.
Can you tell me how sociology is different from common sense?
Suraj,
Yes, sir.
Suraj, please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So, myself, Suraj Tiwari. I am from Manipur, Uttar Pradesh. Currently, I am doing my master's from JNU in Russian language.
Suraj, you have opted for sociology as your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
Why have you selected sociology of all the subjects?
Sir, actually, the choosing of sociology, reason behind that, I'm in JNU, and the atmosphere there is very socially, and also sociology help me in writing exams as like essay, GS paper, and also. So that's why I'm choosing sociology as my
How
option.
would you relate sociology with bureaucracy in India?
Sociology is totally related to bureaucracy, sir, because bureaucrats totally work for the society, sir. So I think there's all about those sociology and bureaucracy.
What are the issues related to it, sociology and bureaucracy?
So issues majorly issues with bureaucracy, that typism.
So let's forget that. You tell me what difficulties are faced by differently abled person in our society.
So differently able person face a very very much difficulty in our society. Firstly, the people of our society, there is a mentally construct the idea that a disabled person has something done in their previous life, that's they are disabled. And if person being disabled after some accident or other things, and they think if a person done something in past, that way is so they treat a person as like a wasteful things.
So we are not treating them in a good way. Society is not treating them
yes,
in
sir.
a good way. You tell me what the government has done for them.
The government enacted a law for PWD person in 2026 or 2016. Sorry. For them, government in that act, also public buildings be physically handicap friendly, and the most of the building also physically handicap friendly, and there also a reservation in government job of 4%, and in educational institute there is a 5% reservation for PWD persons.
What have you done for the differently abled person?
So sorry, sir, can you repeat
What
it?
have you done for them?
Sir, actually, I am also a disabled for last 5 years. So I am trying to learn the things, how society behave, how I have to react, and how I have to respond, and how I have to help them to remove this type of difficulties.
Have you done anything for the people who have
Yes, sir.
a problem like you are having?
I majorly visit in institution in Delhi or in my home state UP, and there I see infrastructure is not PH friendly. So I also talk them authorities to make the infrastructure accessible for PWD person, and I also when I visit to my village, I I teach the children and the members of the society uh, to uh, to think about the PWD person and give them opportunity to do something good in their life.
Suggest us three things which you would like government to do to give them a differently abled person or people a better life in the society.
So firstly, government need to stick the rule uh, for PWD persons, and secondly, government strictly follow the infrastructure issue for PWD person. As I feel, there is a 99% public institute, they are not physically friendly. And thirdly, sir, education sector. I see many of the physically handicapped students, they are not engaged in education because of their financial issue, because of their accessible issue, and so on.
Oh, thank you, Suraj.
Hello, Suraj. How are you?
Thanks, sir.
Suraj, you are currently doing your post-graduation in Russian studies,
Yes,
right? And you have completed your graduation in Russian itself.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you must be very closely watching the Russia-Ukraine thing because obviously it has a lot to do with the language.
Yes.
Tell me historical perspective about the Ukraine as an independent nation and earlier as a Soviet Sang's territory. Do you believe that there is some rationale in what Putin is doing?
So, on historical perspective, the idea of Russia coming from Kiev. Earlier, when we start reading about the Russia, we start we take the starting point of Kiev, and the Kiev and the Slavic tribes. They have 13 tribes, and they separated. And there are many czars and rulers. They rule firstly from Kiev and then from Moscow and Petersburg. And after becoming of Soviet Union, Ukraine was part of Soviet Union. And after disintegration in 1990s, Ukraine become a sovereign country, sir.
That is fine. But do you believe that Russia's claim on all Russian speaking territories and then asking them to be part of Russia has some rationale? How the linguistic nationalism plays a role here?
I don't think so, because this is if
Because it is applicable on India also, because if you remember that
yes, sir, sir.
how LTT made a claim on the all Tamil speaking areas asking for Tamil nationalism, is it the similar situation in Russia also?
Sir, that is why I'm telling this is not a good idea to see a people speaking Russian and wherever they live in this world, and the Russian authorities claim that that is my territory. It is not a good idea of nationalism, as I
Why
think.
India is not calling aggressor an aggressor?
So India follow a multilateralism policy, and India always respect his population and work for the interest of their own people. So as we seen, Russia is our friendly, and also India help Ukraine on humanitarian grounds. So India always follow a dialogue and diplomacy policy. So, sir, I
But
think.
none of it stops calling aggressor an aggressor.
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
You're not in position to answer that. You just were discussing the situation in the society vis-a-vis the differently abled person. You want to become a civil servant. You'll become, I'm sure someday you'll be IAS officer. But tell me, when you are into the bureaucracy, how will you ensure that your subordinates actually respect you the way they should be respecting any other IAS officer. I mean, the issue of acceptability usually comes with the marginalized sections always. What is your method or what is your plan? How will you deal with that?
So, firstly, as I feel in my life, uh, the time when I am disabled, the whole perspective of society totally changed. They firstly they see me a normal person, educated person, employed person. After they see me a bestful resources, they say I am not doing anything, and then uh, I doing best for myself. I study hard, and I told the society I am not a wasteful resources. I do for myself. I don't need anyone to help me. I am self to do myself. And when I become in bureaucracy, I whether my subordinate, whether my colleague or my other things, I told them I am a bureaucrat. I am authority. I am not a person with disability. So take take me as a bureaucrat, not a disabled person, and I do my best to persuade them, to motivate them. There is nothing like a thing in this society as a disability or other thing. So
Fine, fine. Point taken. Last one from me. You've been justified in saying that society has a very unbalanced kind of attitude towards disability. I also noticed it at many places. Tell me 2 points where you now actually look back on your actions before that accident and you believe that you were wrong in your perception about differently abled.
So as I remember one incident on Delhi railway station. Once I see a physically handicapped person before my accident, and at that time I am not very educated. Also, I am also a normal person. So I feel like why are these people and other things? And after being a disabled and preparing for this exam, and then I realized that no, there is nothing Western. They also have a they also have a very very resourceful.
Point taken. Thank you. Thank you. So,
Hello, Suraj. Good to see you in this mock interview. How are you? Suraj, we are seeing a lot of Swadeshi Melas in our country.
Yes.
And there is a slogan that boycott Chinese products. So, how pragmatic is this call in the present day globalization?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. In this Swadeshi Melas, we see people saying there are a lot of slogans are there, and in one of the slogans is very prominent there: boycott Chinese goods. So is it a pragmatic, is it a practical call to boycott Chinese goods in this present day globalization?
No, sir. It is when there is something happening in our country related to national security or other things, the people of India become aggressive to boycott Chinese thing or other things. But they not very much aware about the fact that we have trade with China, and China is our also neighboring country. We have border issues with China, and China also has part in our international organizations such as SCO and SCO breaks G20 also, sir. So I don't think so. And also in Swadeshi Melas, people not much aware about the thing, so they do this type of thing, sir, as I believe.
Okay, can robots replace administrative assistants?
No, sir.
Why?
So, because a human create robots, not a robot create.
Yeah. Human creating robots,
Yes, sir.
working as assistants in administration.
Yes, sir. So,
Is it possible?
sir, no, sir. In future, robots can't replace the humans, sir.
Okay. But certain routine jobs they can always do. What is your opinion on this?
So, in routine job, robots make our life easy, and with the help of robotic or accessible devices, the life of people become easy. As I personally use this robotic wheelchair, it make my life easy. So I don't think so. Robotics can take job of humans.
But with the advent of artificial intelligence, decision making can be done.
So there is a program only artificial intelligence. We just put a certain type of data and it gives certain amount of results. Sir. But human thinking is very much beyond of that, sir.
Okay. Where do you see yourself after 10 years?
So I see myself after 10 years very good bureaucrat as a IAS, sir.
Okay. That's wonderful. All the very best to you. Thank you.
Suraj, so you shine bright and high just like the sun.
Thank you.
May continue to do so. What is the reason that the sun keeps shining? Where does it derive its energy from?
Basically, the sun, the notion of sun, we see the nuclear fission reaction in sun, hydrogen and helium.
Is there fission or fusion?
Sorry, ma'am, I've confused on that.
Okay, no problem. Can you tell me something about India's Aditya L1 mission?
Aditya L1 mission, ma'am, I'm not very much know, but I some guess.
Okay, try.
Aditya L1 mission for the study of sun corona, and it is not implemented yet, I think, and it will be implemented on 2025 approx. As I
Okay,
recall.
just look up the dates once again. The dates, launching dates, just see them once again, okay? India also had PM Kusum Yojana. Are you aware of it?
Ma'am, I aware, but
With respect to solar energy and farmers coming together.
sorry, ma'am, I am not aware. To.
Okay, what are the India's solar energy targets?
India's solar energy target, but basically India target in COP26 in Paris. India 50% on 2030 rely on non-renewable energies, and on 2070 we have net zero emission also target, ma'am.
Okay. You're a student of sociology. Can you tell me how sociology is different from common sense? Because sociology is finally the study of society. And any person who's part of society can claim to be a sociologist because he has seen society by his or her own experience. Then how is a sociologist different from the person who's using the common sense?
Ma'am, common sense, generally a common sense. But in sociology, we have take researches, we create a hypothesis, and we find rational and logical thinking. Why this is happening? If poverty is exist, why this exists? In common sense, we see poverty exists because we don't have much financial resources, and that's why poverty exists. But in sociology, when we research and find out the results, then we know that poverty not only for economic resources, but also from others factor also affect this. That's why common sense is very different from sociology.
Since you mentioned poverty, who's the sociologist who studied poverty and gave this angle perspective?
Ma'am, exactly name I not recall, but the research being done in UK in 18th century, ma'am.
What is culture of poverty?
Culture of poverty. The statement, as I recall, ma'am, the statement given by Pierre Bourdieu.
Bordeaux. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, and Sorry, ma'am, I am not.
Okay, no problem. My last question to you, if you look at the constitution, which article happens to be your favorite?
Article 1.
Article 1. And what does it say?
It's India that is Bharat.
The complete article, if you can remember, India that is Bharat.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Suraj.
Suraj, it is generally said that India is engaging with Taliban in Afghanistan, but not endorsing it.
So I'm not understand the question, sir, exactly.
Okay, I'll ask you something
Sir,
else.
Can you repeat the same question? At the end question, I'm not.
India is engaging with Taliban in Afghanistan, but not endorsing the Taliban in Afghanistan. Endorsing, yeah.
So, actually, Taliban issue is not a simple issue. It's a major threat, not only for India but all over the world. When we talk Taliban in Afghanistan, and they have not a nuclear resources in their own territory. So, India not. India support Afghanistan on humanitarian ground, but the impact of Taliban continuously we seeing also in Pakistan. If Taliban capture Pakistan, it's a major threat not only for India but all over the world, sir.
Okay. See, Pakistan generally pursues the policy of gaining strategic depth in Afghanistan. What is that? Pursuing strategic depth. Okay. See, recently the deep sea research of China is making the headlines. Okay. So, what is the significance of deep sea research?
I'm not know about the exact answer, but if you allow me to, I'm.
You may try.
So, in deep research, as is, China claims South China Sea, and continuously mines in deep ocean on that. So,
okay. Does India have any such missions relating to deep sea or deep oceans?
yes, sir. India has a deep mission in Antarctica and Arctic region.
Okay. My last question to you is, there are some regulatory issues, which often crops up with urban cooperative banks. What are those regulatory issues?
Urban cooperative banks. So majorly issues I'm not know, but if allow me to, I'm guess. So basically, non-performing asset issue they generally face, and second is private sector lending. They did not fulfill the criteria, and sorry.
Suraj, you are from Mainpuri.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how Mainpuri has played an important role in the politics of the state and the country.
So, from Mainpuri, respected leader Mulayam Singh Yadav came from, and he is a member of parliament also, and he is member of parliament from Mainpuri, and he also chief minister of he was chief minister of Uttar Pradesh also, and so Mainpuri play
Can you
crucial role.
relate any other important politician with Mainpuri?
The Dharmendra Yadav, who also MP from district Mainpuri.
What are the agricultural products of Mainpuri? Main agricultural products?
The main agriculture product mainly lasun, wheat, rice. Rice not very much, but wheat and lasun, potato are the.
Sugarcane is also grown there, or is not grown
No,
there?
sir, not in the area of Mainpuri.
Not in the area of Mainpuri. What is the industrial importance of Mainpuri?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Suraj. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This is going to be your first interview at the UPSC.
Yes, sir.
Which attempt is this?
Sir, it is my second attempt.
Second attempt only. How have you done in the mains?
No, sir. First, I didn't. I gave pre and it is not clear.
Okay. So first mains and first interview. Good. So how was your experience today, Suraj?
So, some areas I have to prepare on Manpuris basically, and Taliban issues, and some question asked by ma'am
You see,
on
Suraj,
sociology.
what happens? There is no end to acquiring knowledge.
Yes, sir.
It is a ongoing process, isn't it? So every day you acquire new knowledge, you learn something new and all that. So remember, that is the test of your personality, not the test of your knowledge per se, because knowledge in any case has been tested through to rigorous examination. So you, Suraj, as a person will be examined by the board. What kind of person he is? Is he honest or not? Does he enter into the area of guesswork? Does he keep guessing or not? What is his communication skill? Is he a balanced person or not? Are his opinions balanced or not? So all those issues are, and can he think differently or not? Can he give some unique ideas or not on various issues? So these are 4, 5, 6 aspects based on which marks is given on the personality test. So knowing a certain thing is not a disadvantage. The problem is not knowing and still speaking is a problem, isn't it? And literally the interaction which we have had with you, we found 1 or 2 things which we must tell you, that when you don't know, don't ever enter into the area of guesswork. Okay, be clear about it. You understand it 100% that I will not be going for any guesswork. Why I'm telling you that we asked you questions on fusion and fission, just for example. So many other issues are there. So probably didn't have the adequate this thing, you interpreted it wrongly. Okay, so culture of poverty and all that. So if you don't know, doesn't matter, but no guessing, because that will give you very low marks if you start guessing and all that. 80% questions also, if you don't know, doesn't matter, but you should stay honest. That is number 1 point. Second, you are coming from a certain quota where 4% is earmarked. So we try to ask questions related to differently able people, what are their problems. So there was a lot of heartburn in you, isn't it? This thing, an angst against the society was visible. That should not be. You have to tone it down. You have to tone it down, because you are going to be a part of the Indian bureaucracy, which is supposed to be very neutral, isn't it? And balanced. And bureaucracy needs a balanced people. So while explaining their issues and all that, don't be critical of the people of the society, don't be critical of the government's policies. Their issues are there, everybody knows the issues. Only thing is how you explain to them without changing the basic context of it. So content should be the same, context should be the same, but tone should be different, isn't it? But yes, problems are there. There are so many other issues also. This is one such problem. And society should be more compassionate, more human, that kind of a thing, which is unfortunately is lacking, isn't it? So words you have to choose very carefully, so that it doesn't appear to the board members that you are taking a very extreme view on such issues. Because this is a highly emotional issue, I can imagine that. So don't let your emotions run riot, isn't it? That is very important. Work on your DAF, whatever you have written on the DAF. Sociology, you are from JNU, questions on JNU may be asked about the various issues JNU is faced with, isn't it? And your views on that.
Yes.
So that is, so they also try to give a balanced view. There is a famous sociologist from JNU. You remember his name?
Yogendra Singh.
Yogendra Singh ji. So what was his theory in sociology?
Word digestion.
So what the context and all that you should be knowing. And similarly about other two, Mr. Ghurie's ideas, M.N. Srinivas's ideas and all that. So basically you should be aware of all those, at least important questions like little tradition, great tradition, Sanskritization, Westernization, so on and so forth, how the caste system works in the society you are from, Mainpuri, and remember 1-2 examples also of Sanskritization taking place, Westernization taking place, and all that. So, and Mainpuri, you have also said that you read on that. International affairs also update your knowledge, and always try to give a very balanced view. Underplaying is more important than overplaying, isn't it? So keep that in mind and you will do well. Just keep these things in mind while giving answers. All the best from our side. Do you have any specific question to ask?
I have 2 questions, sir. First question, if I not know the answer and I know some area, but I know some area but not the full answer, then how can I express?
If you have, suppose, partial information, isn't it? Then you seek prior approval from the concerned board member stating that, sir, I don't have complete information, but I know little bit of it. So if you permit me, I can go ahead. And take permission and then go ahead. Then this person knows at least that he is stating with a caveat, with a condition that he doesn't have the complete information. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you.
All the best.